You lost by how much? By how much did you lose?
3-2.
3-2. Right? It's very close to 11 score. So
Maybe probably next time we might win.
now tell me, you're an Indian, but you're not an Indian from India. You're an Indian from Dubai. You live in Dubai. Am I right?
Yes, yes, yes.
What brought you to Dubai, Abhinav?
Uh, I would say the most important factor considering Dubai as an post undergraduate goal was the cultural sensitivity and the early exposure to diversity and the learning opportunities in Dubai. So, as we know that the Dubai is an engineering marvel, so they have a kind of a structure, kind of construction, which is at par at any big business cities in India or probably in the world. And the during 2014 there was so much of hype as well, and yeah, the factor was also monetary because during the campus placement they were offering a very good salary. So overall, it was a kind of learning opportunity, cultural sensitivity, or I would say diversity, and the pay package. So that.
Do you think? Yeah, I'm sure that the pay was important, but do you think that that Dubai prepared you for the MBA?
Uh, yes, of course. I would say Dubai has prepared me for INSEAD. I would I would be wrong if I say that I would have been in India and applied to INSEAD. I would have gotten a good exposure, or I would have cracked it, because the most important part for a global MBA or from MBA from a big league school is cultural sensitivity, diversity, the leadership quality, and those things. So currently I manages around 400 people. So that can happen only when I would have got that opportunity. Um,
Yeah, because in India you not manage 400 people. You agree? No.
yeah, the business aspect in India was a bit different. If I would have stayed in India, probably I would have ended up working for an IT firm, and I would have not got that exposure, the negotiation skill, the leadership skills, what I have developed here in Dubai, having one-to-one interaction with so many people over the course of 9 years. So I would say yes, Dubai has played a very pivotal role in
Yeah.
getting everything done. Yeah.
So it's very pivotal and very important. Uh, Tell me another thing, Abhinav. Usually, Indians study in the US basically for two reasons: because salaries are higher than in Europe, okay, and so on and forth. There is no language barrier, and the third reason is that most of the US programs are STEM, meaning that you have a 3-year visa, etc. By the way, as you know, in France, you have a good. When we decided to apply for INSEAD, we didn't have the good news of July 14th. Why Europe when you know it's going to be more difficult to succeed than in the US, where you have already so many successful businessmen in the US?
I would say I don't agree completely on that statement that my success would have been easy in the US or now it is difficult in the Europe. And it is something which is the path is obviously the language barrier is there, but if we try to perceive it early, while we are trying to like I am trying to go towards France and started learning French and all those things, I think things will change. And truly a global MBA program with the nationality not more than 10%, the language would not be a barrier. And I would say the STEM program, a non-STEM program, I don't see there is some changes. I'm already an engineer and I have done thermodynamics all 9 years. So I would say if someone says coming from a business background, BBA or BCA or BCom or something, and getting a STEM degree, I can guarantee that probably if we sit on a debate and start talking about the real engineering, about mechanical engineering, industrial engineering, probably he won't answer those questions. So in
But
that, I would say that the STEM certification would not succeed in giving a STEM certification.
at
So
the same time, yes, but at the same time, Abhinav, when you have a 3-year visa, you know that it's easier to stay after that, huh? Because you know. But as you know now, you can have a 5-year visa in France as an
yes,
Indian, huh?
yes,
Which is even
yes,
better. That's why it's something very important that you speak French. If you
yeah,
speak French, you can have a job in France, okay? and then you can stay there for 5 years. Okay. Now it will probably be difficult for you to find a job, for instance, in consulting, because they require that you're really native. Okay, and I don't think that by the end of Inside you'll be native. Okay, but there are
Yeah.
many other companies than consulting where you could work.
Um, um,
Um,
yeah, I'm exploring still the domain of consulting. The consulting industry, I would say,
but
is
in
open.
France it will be difficult. But you can have in the UK,
Yes.
in Dubai, but or in India.
Yeah.
Okay, but in France it will be difficult. And of course, I suggest that you take this advantage of staying 5 years in France, and then you'll be completely fluent. It's a big thing. Now, tell me,
Ye-
the other thing that I have for you is that I like INSEAD, of course, I have no problem. But that's, by the way, the school where I've sent most of my students so far, especially now that they've opened an MIM. But don't you think that 1 year is a bit fast to get the test of the country? What tell me?
Um, I would say probably yes and no, both. More ambivert answer to something to this question, because I would say the having 9 years of experience in kind of leadership position, and have gone through the business aspect of engineering, or I would say facilities management and stuff. Uh, the 1 year will be rigorous in terms of, um, I would say, the program, completing the program in terms of comparison to US. But in other ways, I won't consider this as a very fast forward or something, because already the backup is there. The things are already been there with me on my back, so I have to be like I have been on very objective towards what I need,
Yeah.
so that can be very decisive and very straightforward, that I need this, and I'm going to do this during my NCR period.
Okay. And so you have an idea of what is life like in Fontainebleau at INSEAD? Have you already interacted with people, or it's going to be pretty? You know that Fontainebleau is not Paris. You're going to be in a French village. So
Yes.
what do you expect to experience there? I mean,
uh, yeah, I would say I have been talking to many Fonties, so we call it as Fonty or Sengi. So
yes,
the guys who are from Fontainebleau, we call it as Fonty. So I have spoken to like
it's a sort of
now,
nickname.
yeah, so I've been talking to people like 20, 30 people, 20, 30 alums, and they have been very vocal about the life what as they have lived over the past 1 year, or probably during their days. The place is very live. The people are very welcoming, and the even the residents of Fontainebleau, they're very nice. They're very supportive, and the life is, I would say, exciting. The best part is, like, I like hiking. So there is France second biggest forest, and there are so many stuff to do. So uh, I'm very happy about going there to the Fontainebleau.
Yeah. At the same time, it's a great place to study because it's the great place to study. Yeah. Okay.
Yes.
Of course, you have nothing outside that, but you're not so far from Paris. So find a good find a French friend. Okay. And make friend with him so that you can go and commute to Paris once in a while.
Yeah,
Uh,
I'm a few of the current cohort. I have been talking to them, and they are in France. They are French, so they have been very helpful, and we have made our consulting prep group. So
okay. By the way, if you have any question, Abhinav, for our friends or about France, it's my country. I can help you. I will check, by the way, by the time we are doing, I will check how many trains you have from Fontainebleau to Paris every day. It's interesting to know. And how long it takes to go there.
I think it takes around 1 hour, probably, yeah, 1 hour 20 minutes or something.
Remember that I went by car one day, took my car, and to go back and forth, it took me the whole afternoon between and there was no traffic. But yes, you need. By the way, you need 1 hour in reality. You need 1 hour. Okay, you
I'm
you
pretty.
need yes, but when is that? Yeah, yeah. You don't
Uh,
even need 1 hour, but you have to go to a place called Melun. The problem that you have is that
Uh,
You have to go to so yes, basically you have to, yes, you don't have a train station obviously in Fontainebleau. You have to go to a place called Melun, and from Melun, it takes only 30 minutes. But the problem is that it's very it's difficult to go. There's no train in the city. Imagine how difficult it is. But at the same time, they have a lot of space. That's a plus. Tell me, there's Raya that I don't know. And Raya has a question for us. Maybe she has a question for us. Raya, can you introduce yourself and ask us and tell us the question that you have for Abhinav? Raya, hello, Raya. I cannot hear you. Raya, no, she doesn't want to talk. Alors, Abhinav, can you? I guess also, I wrote a post about you. So basically, it seems that you're getting through now. So you're learning French, okay? And you have interacted. How ready are you today in terms of languages, in terms of networking, in terms of having a house there? How ready are you? You still on the verge of wedding, or you have already been through? Tell me.
I think I'm on the verge of getting to understand
Yeah.
things. I have been talking to my French friends who are there in Dubai,
Okay.
uh, and his name is Adrian, and he's very helpful in talking about French culture, understanding how things will be, and lots of things, and even talking about food and stuff. What all things, recreational things, what we can be doing. So we'll be doing during
By
that.
the way,
And
Abhinav, the most difficult thing for an Indian is food in
I've
France.
lived in Dubai, and
You live
I
in
think
Dubai now, you use, but the guy who comes from India, it's terrible because, of course, we don't have, especially in a
uh,
city like Fontainebleau. You have to get used to it. Huh? Okay.
I cook, so
Yeah.
I don't think so that will be a
Yeah.
big
Yeah.
issue. And I'm actually very I would say open person. I like to try good food, even Spanish food called paella, the
Okay.
seafood.
Paella. It's very good. Yeah. Very good.
I love that. I love that.
You love paella.
I love that
Me
dish.
too. It's one of my favorite. You have to come to see me in Madrid one day
Yeah,
because we go have
definitely.
a very good paella because the best paella in the world are, of course, in Spain. Because
Yeah,
Spanish.
the rice is very tasteful,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
it's like small rice, like swollen, and it's there in Dubai. I really like that food. So
Yeah. Yeah. So you
food.
have you got accustomed to it. And by the way, Indian food, as you know, is very oily. Huh? So you have something that's probably better for the health. Huh? So you're not losing anything. Of course, it's an excellent food, but you're not losing. So also you told me that French is going to be your second foreign language. Yeah. So
Yes,
you're learning French now,
I have
and you
started learning French. This is the book which I'm referring. I'm reading right now. I don't know if you can see. Yeah,
French
French.
in 3 months.
Yeah.
Senya, huh?
So I don't know
Senya,
if I can learn that, but
you have the
yeah,
book. Like Xenia. You don't have the book, Xenia. Yeah, that's the book that Xenia has to buy. By the way, you know Xenia that he can speak French now, huh, Abhinav? Huh? Abhinav, you can introduce yourself. But by the way, Abhinav, can you try to introduce yourself in French?
yeah, I can do that.
As much as you can. As much as you can, okay? And
Uh,
then let's make a short introduction in French and then I will ask you to start again from English. But let me see huh, Xenia, look, he has not even been to France, huh? Not like you for
so
1 year. Go ahead.
it's like Je m'appelle Abhinav, je
Yeah.
suis bien. Um, je, je, je vais, je vais en France. I want to go to France, and I would say um, jamais étudiant en INSEAD. So it's like broken, but yeah,
Yeah,
I
yeah,
can.
yeah, good. Yeah, yeah. At least we understand what you say. Yeah. And
Mm,
basically, can you introduce yourself now in your language, Abhinav?
yeah, my name is Abhinav. I'm an Indian. I've been living in Dubai for past 9 years. I have done my undergrad at in Bangalore from MS Ramaiah Institute of Technology, one of the finest engineering colleges. And after that, I started working in Dubai from 2014 to current year in the domain of facilities management, and I've been part of from I would say core engineering group to the leadership group. Yeah, that's small brief about myself. I come from a remote place in India. Probably many people they don't know about that place. It's called Singrauli. It's a coal capital, I would say energy capital of India in terms of production of electricity, because Northern Thermal Power Corporation and Northern Coalfield Limited is situated in that city.
Mm.
And yeah, there was not much exposure to understand how the world functions in this small city where you have only 1600 to 1700 family, where I used to live, a small place called Amlori, a project. um, but yeah, there was a enthusiasm and a zeal to, I would say, something kind of paragon feeling in me to explore the world and everything. So yeah, that was the entire motivation to come out of that particular remote area and go to a city like Bangalore, one of the big city, and then explore myself, establish myself, and then um, obviously come to Dubai, and now to France.
Yeah, of course, I understand. So tell me something now. So we understand who you are, what you want. What are your post MBA career goals? What do you want to do from this INSEAD degree?
Uh, Initially, when I was thinking about an MBA, it was the most important factor. What has come into my mind was philanthropy. Um, the most important factor to give back to the humanity, do something which is important and which could be helpful to my community.
Mm.
So I would say the main goal and objective is to create something which helps or which caters to humanity or my community. So that is my end goal. After MBA, my obviously goal is to stay back in Europe, the first preference, and get into probably ESG investing or ESG consulting, which is the primary goal, and understand the energy sustainability market of Europe, and then transition myself to a bigger role, a role which is of a greater domain and overseas bigger chunk of area, probably Middle East, Europe, Asia, ASEAN, the Southeast Asia and stuff. So yeah, and then establish myself after 15 years as an industry expert
Mm.
and as a policymaker.
Okay, so that's your goal.
Yeah.
Uh, so yet it's very interesting. Um, do you have to think that you already manage 400 people, that you can get more in terms of salary and of management than what you already have, or at least in the very short term?
Um, I would say the word like monetary benefit, I would say, or salary, something which I am not currently seeking in. I don't know. Like my mentors have been a very vocal about it. That try to learn as much as you can, and try to pivot yourself towards a greater deal, not towards something which is puny in front of humanity. So try to be on a right path, mm, not look into the salary aspect, because salary is a byproduct of anything what you do, and if you are good at doing something, I think you will be definitely getting that chunk.
Yeah, so that's the thing to do. That's what you advise. Tell me now about the admission process. We have many students who say, "Yeah, I'm going to take 2 to 3 months off because I want to get prepared." How did you handle a busy life? I know that you travel a lot, you have a lot of responsibilities, and your MBA prep.
uh, I would say the MBA prep, it is a volatile preparation. It is a random preparation. It cannot be a structured preparation when you are in job. The reason is you don't know what is going to come next day. You have already planned everything. You know that over the week, over the working week, you might need to give 1.5 hours daily for the preparation, and during the weekend you need to give 3 to 4 hours. To be realistic means people probably will make unrealistic goal, and they might to create 8 hours to 9 hours over the weekend, and then 2 to 3 hours during the weekdays. But that is not sustainable. You cannot do it. And then when the things are not sustainable, you get a feeling of remorse, and then you fall back and you get disappointed and everything starts unhappening. So try to be flexible. Probably some people can be focused for 30-35 minutes and solve some amount of questions over the week, like around 10 questions related to quant and 10 sentence correction, and maybe 5 or 6 CRs and one passage. I would say doing RC is is something which is very important. And if you're not doing RC, at least read 10 to 15 pages of some book. For my thing, my GMAT tutor actually emphasized, because I was not a reader. So for me, it was very hard to catch up. So I started reading astrophysics. I started reading Brian Greene, from Mikiachi Kaku, and those books which actually had very heavy words and very heavy understanding, because probably no one understands quantum physics. So the only aim for me to understand from the author's perspective what he is trying to say. So that helped me. So that was important. So I would say give around 1 hour time during the weekdays, and around 3 to 4 hours over the weekend. And yeah, don't take a stress about not happening. Probably 1 or 2 times you will not succeed, or maybe you will fail. You will not get the score what you want, and accept it. There's nothing, means it's not end of the
How
world.
many times have you taken the GMAT? Sorry to interrupt you, Abhinav,
Yeah.
but how many times have you taken the GMAT? How many times?
This is a personal question. I have given quite a few times. I would say
Okay,
I've like four times.
okay, well, it's fine, huh? But at the end, you got a very good score because you got 740. Huh? That's
Yes.
right.
So yeah, I
Uh,
actually, the 2020 pandemic was something which actually I would have done that time, because that time was a critical time and I should have done it. I should have put lots of effort that time. So that time I thought that the world is going to end and I don't need MBA anymore. So I start preparation.
okay, so that's what you said to yourself. Okay, very good. Um, so tell me, so that was for the GMAT. So you prepare it for quite some time, and yeah, you got a good score ultimately. And in terms of the rest for the application, the CV, the CV, the essays, the interviews, how did it go? What did you do? What are your secrets?
CV is basically, it went through refinement quite a few times. I would say around 15 to 20 times over the period of 1.5 months. So the CV was refined, highlighting the leadership, negotiation, innovation, and proactiveness on the job part, which is very important to align with the requirements of the business school I was applying to. So yeah, it took some extra time, I would say, to prepare the CV. It was quite a long time I took to prepare the CV. It has gone through multiple filters to get to the final product.
Okay, so that's the thing. And tell me, so what is the interview like at INSEAD? So basically, there's a Kira interview, and then there's an interview. Can you explain to us what it is exactly?
Yes, of course, that is the best part about the entire
Yeah,
process.
at the same time, it's the final stage. Huh? Okay, so you.
So that is the exciting part. And when you get an interview from such a big business school, you definitely know that you are at maybe 70-75% done. So I would say the interview happens in two parts. So there are two interviewers who will be interviewing you for the final recommendation, and it can be anyone, but uh, I would say possibly it is someone who is there in that region. So if I'm in UAE, I got two LMs who has already studied at INSEAD, and they're working in Dubai. And one of them worked at McKinsey, and the other one worked at um, TCOM group. So, and both of them were at very high leadership positions. So the interview was very, I would say, conversational. They wanted to know who I am and what is the entire motivation for doing an MBA from INSEAD, why it motivates me to apply at INSEAD, and how I am aligned to the core values of INSEAD. Like every organization has a core value, INSEAD has its own core value, that is international experience and cultural sensitivity. So how I'm aligned to those things and how I'll fulfill the entire objective of being an INSEADer in the years to come.
Okay. Very, very good. Last piece of advice for an Indian applying to INSEAD, what would you say?
So try to go to the website and have a look. The most important thing is to understand the entire objective. Obviously, I have established that they need a cultural diversity and international exposure, but more than that, there are many other aspects to INSEAD application. So every individual can comprehend the understanding in their own way, because every individual is different. So it is not like what I feel the others should feel the same way. It has to be a genuine feeling for the school, that if you really connect. Because I remember you also asked me whether to apply to many other good business schools, and I was like, no, I don't connect with them. So it's important that how you connect with that establishment, the because at the end of the day it's a business school. So definitely it has panpsychism, we call it as in a scientific term. It has uh, um, I would say, how can I explain that word panpsychism? It's like having a thought process. School has a thought process, it's
Yeah.
alive. So how
Okay.
do you connect it, how do you understand what thought process a school has? So that is very important.
That's that's the thing. So, Abhinav, thank you very much for the interview.
Thank you so much, Steve.
I will meet you in France, in Paris or in Fontainebleau, because I have kids who live there. I have two kids who live in Fontainebleau from my second marriage, and I will be happy. I have to go there anyways, and I will be happy to meet you. Huh? Uh,
Definitely.
and I'm sure that you're going to have a great time. And meanwhile, you have a lot of things to do. So thank you again very much, Abhinav. Thank you. Thank you
You're
for
welcome.
the time.
You're
Thank you.
welcome.
Bye bye.